Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Much love from Scotland. I am Claire and this is Higher Dimensional Mind. It's come to my attention that we've got some work to do. We need to do a peace drive. We need to use our combined efforts and love to heal the world of aggression and unrest and bad feeling. I've been thinking about it for a while. I've been thinking about all the attacks lately happening on people with sharp pointy objects. It seems to be something that's increasing. I know it's something we've always had, and you know, it's not advocating taking away our cutlery, but the mindset of humanity right now is agitated and it's only going to get worse. You can put any reason you want to that. They're all probably just as great as the next, but the energy from the sun is one component. Because I got told in 2010 that people will go crazy in the future, and I didn't know why. I didn't know why people were going to go crazy. They told me it would be because of the sun, but I had no idea what that meant. What do you mean the sun? You know, and as I'm following the solar dynamics at the moment, I'm seeing that, and I'm doing a lot of studies, that the sun does actually cause people to go insane. It can cause mood swings, depression, it can cause heart attacks, it can cause a lot of physical effects. But one thing it does cause is people to feel like they are in a pressure cooker, and that pressure cooker will cause them to be more agitated than normal. On top of the whole situation we've just been through as a collective, it caused us to be repressed, controlled, frightened. Not us really, but the public that we share this world with. So yesterday I went to buy my vape. Yes, I'm still vaping. And I got to the end of the street where you've probably seen me do on the driving chats, and I turned left and then got to the main road, and I went to turn right, and there was police signs all over the road and a police car sitting there. The whole road had been shut, and I was like, what's happened there? Instantly in my head I got a machete. Somebody was attacking youths with a machete, and I was like, oh my god, that's not happened. It's probably just been a bus has hit a lamppost or something. So maybe they've tried to avoid a dog running out the park and they've hit the traffic lights. It's probably not something as horrible as that. I'm getting negative energy hitting me. Always blame the negative energy, right? But then I found out just this morning, I asked my neighbour, do you know if that road's open again? I'm going to try again and get a vape today. And he said, oh right, after the machete attack. And I went, you're joking? It was actually a machete attack. I was like, my god, I saw it exactly. And now it's not a shock to me because I am very, very psychic. It's something I've always done. I can always see. I can look at someone, look in their eyes and tell you everything about them. Their intentions, their feelings, their sadness, their traumas. I can tell them stuff they don't even know about themselves until I've told them. And then they're like, oh my god, but I was 12 then. It's still bothering you, love. So I'm not saying this for any kind of ego, don't get me wrong. It's just our psychic powers, our energy, everything is shifting and accelerating and fine-tuning itself as we're moving through this wave of energy that's rocking us into the age of Aquarius. But we're able to do something about it. And if we're able to, shouldn't we do it? So I want us to do a peace drive. If you can, if you feel able, I really need you to be focused on the world being calm, energy's being happy, people are just feeling happy, they're feeling confident and happy. There's no sadness, no anger, no mistrust. It's very easy for people to descend into chaos. It starts with one person attacking, people get frightened, they don't want to go out. Because of that frightened, other people will have attacks back, they will start going out and attacking. And if you don't contain a situation, then it can get out of hand and Mad Maxy pretty quickly. And if this is happening now, I'm not saying we have a terrible epidemic of stabbies, but it is getting more. It is. We're hearing about it more. And I can tell you a lot of the big stories we've heard are probably psyops in order to put that into the collective consciousness, to encourage people to behave the same way, so they can then eventually get the martial law and lock us all down. Now, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know 10 years ago I was getting prophecies of martial law in America, and I was getting some group of soldiers wearing blue hats, pale blue berets, taking out the British government, going in to take them out and create a kind of martial law. And it wasn't against us. I don't remember the UK having soldiers walking about in these blue berets, but I did see them go in and take and basically arrest. Now this could be a possible scenario they're showing me, but that wasn't a possible scenario, the machete. So I have to trust what I get, because I get it in day-to-day life. I have to trust what I get for the collective also to be just as accurate. And if I'm getting a heads up, then we can change that. We can change that future, even if we can only smooth it a little bit and not make it as horrendous as what it could possibly be. So what I'm really looking for is people to be sending out a frequency of unconditional love. If we can move our world into a frequency of unconditional love, we have won. Now, what I do know, because my guides, the Lyrans and the Arcturians, are not in the same time frame as us. We are slowed right down. Earth has a slow vibration, which means time is slower. When you land on Earth, you are in a slow time frame. Everything slows down. I'll give you an example of this. Now, my guide will sit at my bedside table or stand, and he's brought me back from wherever he's taken me, and he'll wake me up so that I remember, because quite often I forget, and I'll always say, go and remind me that I've been out with you, because I need to keep that memory. So what he'll do is he will then say like, hey, in the room, to wake me up. So I'll be like, oh yeah, and I'll remember everything I've just done, and I can write it down or make a voice note. So he says, hey. Now how I hear this is right, like that, because time is slowed down. He's saying, hey, I hear. Now, anyone hearing that for the first time in their bedroom in the middle of the night would probably have a heart attack, right? But I know what's going on, I know who it is, and I just say, oh hey, thanks, you know, make a voice message, night. I don't get scared by it. I don't get scared by it because I know what it is, but there's a lot of things I used to be terrified of, and I would think it was demons and this and the next thing, and it turns out a lot of them are actually my guides, and it's just the way I went into fear zone and I thought it was bad, you know, I just assumed it was terrible. So by moving yourself into the heart and stopping fear, just stopping being scared, just being saying, well, what happens is going to happen, no point worrying about it, and sending that out, really letting it ripple through the collective consciousness, we can do our part in keeping people calm. You can imagine, if you want to take it one step further, you can imagine people being angry and giving them a hug and they're calm. You can look into the future and say, okay, so show me who's gonna go mad in my area, in my city or in my country, who's gonna go mad and take lives. And you might get an image of somebody in your head, and at that point you imagine cuddle them and saying, you're safe, it's okay, you don't have to do that. You can change the world by this. You can change outcomes by doing this. That person will feel safe, they'll feel the collective consciousness hug them. They will no longer want to have wrath upon people or get justification for their life or whatever reason they're doing it for. You can change the world, and I want us to try and do our part to change the world. So if you have questions on how to do this, please feel free to message me in the Higher Dimensional Mind Telegram channel. I'd rather people didn't message me privately, because I answer everybody when they write privately, and it turns out half of them are con men, crypto, just trying to get me to invest. Even tell me they love me so much, we should invest together. Hey, watch out for the con people. As we move into this new financial era where they're going to try and crush everything to bring in their way, you're going to be getting people conning you. Don't give in to it. Really, really don't give in to it. Don't listen to people telling you they love you, and we'll go on holiday together from the first minute they meet you. But you know there's no way they even know who you are, right? So don't be conned. Use discernment. And let's change the world. Let's change this world. Let's make it a peaceful place. Let's really help the collective consciousness calm down, because it's going to get worse and worse. We're in solar maximum now. There's more sunspots. There's more activity. We just missed an extinction level event flare. If that missed us by 30 degrees, if that had hit us, it's goodbye electricity. Hello civilization breaking down. Because we're not going to have electricity, and unless you and your whole neighbourhood has got something in place to provide power so you can still cook, people are going to get pretty gnarly very quickly when they can't get to shops. The shops are shut, all the freezers are defrosting. People can't get to the shop to deliver. Traffic light systems are out. It's chaos in the streets. Let's subdue it before it gets to that. Let's do all the work now to make people feel really calm, really safe, so they do not react. Hit a like if you're with me. Are you on board? Show me how many of you are joining me on this peace quest. Okay, peace out. Love you muchly.